When it comes to these movie reviews, I usually go to the Disney Wiki for development history. However, you can see for the development history of this movie, it really only talks about the movie Gigantic and how it was cancelled. This little short paragraph basically says nothing about Raya and the Last Dragon. And that's really all you need to know about this film. Let's be honest, you probably forgot about this film even though it came out not that long ago. And that's kind of sad. Honestly, this film has the vibes as if it's one of those films that came out in the early 2000s for Disney, except it's nowhere near as good as films like Atlantis or Treasure Planet. This is Disney in the 2020s, which is just kind of sad. We are in a new era of Disney officially at this point. You know, I think Ralph Breaks the Internet has kind of started this, where it's kind of this new era where it's kind of like and a bunch of sequels, and every original project is not that great. So why is it that everyone forgot about this film? Well, then I'll get someone in the comments saying, well, I remember this film. Well, of course you do. The main reason is that it is a clusterfuck when it comes to story and characters. There are too many characters that barely get any development, and they're pretty much stagnant. Even though this film claims they evolve, they really don't. The movie wants to have the lore of a TV show while doing it in an hour and a half, which is a recipe for disaster. Even the title character of Raya, or Raya, I don't even know how to say it, has zero to personality. Like, I can't even tell her what her personality is. Apparently, as a child, she's a dragon nerd. Whatever that means, I don't really get it.
Yeah, I might be a little bit of a dragon nerd.
Who wrote that line? Seriously. That was flat out awful. The funniest thing about this is later it was revealed there's actually hidden dragon statues in her own village that weren't even really that hidden, that she didn't even know about, because of course she doesn't. So Raya has the personality of cardboard. How about her sidekick character? Sisu, the last dragon. Oh, this character, wow, yeah, this is an awful character. For one reason only. I can say in one word. Aquafina. Yes, I'm referring to the water bottle. Aquafina. Seriously, Aquafina. Why? Why do you exist when tap water exists? Oh wait, that's the wrong Aquafina. Oh, there's an actress named after a fucking water bottle? That makes no sense. Despite not having any talent and being the female versions of James Corden, for some reason this woman gets all these animated voice roles, because I guess her voice is quote-unquote funny, but she can't do anything. Like, every role she's in, she's really bad, and Sisu is easily her worst performance, like, by a landslide. I could tolerate the character a little bit in Kung Fu Panda 4, not really, and the spider tarantula, it was fine in the bad guys, but she's like one of the main characters, and her character is badly written, so the fact that this voice is coming out of that character makes it even worse. I think most of the movie is her improv, because it seems like she just says random stuff out of nowhere, like she's trying to be Robin Williams from Aladdin, which works there, but she is no Robin Williams, and it just does not come off very well. Her joke is like, I can swim and trust people even if you have no reason to trust them, which is a terrible moral, by the way. Oh yeah, the moral of the movie is fucking awful. It's about trusting people, which is fine, but at the same time, it's kind of a bad message if you think about it, because this movie basically says, trust people no matter what, even if they fucking kill somebody, trust them again, give them a third chance after they fucked up multiple times in the worst way possible. Like, the main villain isn't supposed to be a villain, even though she does villainous things, like make a circle appear on my screen. Honestly, the villain character of Namari doesn't work because they try to make it like she's actually not a villain, even though she does villainous things, so at the same time they downplay it, making her just an uninteresting character that could have been more complex, but they failed miserably. And also because they want to throw in as many side characters as possible to represent each of these areas in a very short amount of time. Barely any of the characters get any development, so there's one shtick they have. There's a kid in a boat who likes to cook and he likes to dance, I guess, and that's it. There is a criminal baby, because that makes perfect sense. How does a baby actually be able to do anything? I fucking hate this fucking character, and they have monkeys, I guess. I don't get it. There's also a big guy who's supposed to be tough, but he's not because he lost his family, I think. I don't really know, because like I said, he has no development. And it's weird they don't have any development, because really nothing happened in this film. They basically describe the lore of each area, like, here it is. Like, wow, that'd be cool to explore that. Oh, wait, we're out of there because we have to go to the plot point, I guess. This movie really feels like it really should have been a TV show. As a matter of fact, it's very similar to a TV show that I actually haven't even seen, but even I know it because it's very popular. You ever heard of this TV show called Avatar: The Last Airbender? You probably have. You probably watched it too. Yeah, I know, I need to watch it at some point, don't sue me. But this show has a very similar premise to Raya and the Last Dragon, and it's glaring. Even the main side character is very similar to something you see out of Avatar. Like Lily, it's just a giant cuddly creature that they transport on. Sounds very familiar. So not even the premise of the movie is even that original. It's a shame because the film tries its hardest, but really all it really has going for it is its animation, and some of the areas look pretty cool. It would be nice to explore them in like a Kingdom Hearts style game, but even then I doubt that's ever going to happen because like I said, this movie did not do that well. I just realized I never even explained the story of this movie, and I probably should do it now. So this movie is about different groups of people in an area, each representing a different part of a dragon, which is kind of neat to see, actually. The only problem is that they don't like each other. Why? I don't know. They don't really explain it. At one point they were in harmony, but we never see that, so we don't really know what the catharsis for that moment is. The one guy's like, hey, I got this heart, but I'm gonna let you guys in because I think it's a good idea. But also my daughter, protect the gemstone. But oops, you're a fucking idiot. And you immediately show it to some random girl you just met, because I guess even though I trained you not to do that, you do it immediately. Yeah, talk about terrible pacing. So because Raya's an idiot and doesn't even blame herself, she blames the other girl, which I guess is her fault, but also, Raya, you're pretty bad protecting your own gemstone, including the rest of the kingdom. Anyway, the gemstone gets broken and each group gets a piece, and now it's years later and everyone's dead, kind of, but not really. It's not really treated as grimdark, but it really should be, and yeah, some bad world building right there. So Raya has to unlock the ancient dragon of Sisu, who instead of actually helping her out, just rants and does bad stand-up comedy because it's Awkwafina as a dragon. Fuck me. They couldn't even make the dragon character cool. I like dragons, and they fucking make it the worst character in the fucking movie. And the rest of the movie just collecting the rest of the gemstones. And the whole time, the fucking Sisu is like, we should just give them a gift! Because that makes perfect sense. It's like, Raya's like, these guys are kind of hostile because everyone's hostile in this world. And then Awkwafina's like, let's get them a gift! And she does, and she realizes, wait, people are assholes. Fuck that, but maybe my plan will still work even though everyone's an asshole. So you see why there's a problem with this movie. I talked about this a little earlier, but the moral of the movie just does not work. It's supposed to be that being nice to people will automatically get you away in the end, which is not the worst thing ever, but it shows a really dark world, and even then it showcases that that doesn't even work. Like, they're like, okay, we'll help this, we'll lend a hand out to the villain character, because she has no reason to really shoot at us if we actually let her into the thing. But then she's like, fuck you, I'm going to shoot you anyway, because even though it makes no sense to shoot a dragon, I'm just going to do it.
You're as much to blame for Sisu's death as I am.
This scene's incredibly stupid because we can clearly see that the character is about to pull the trigger on the fucking crossbow. The only thing that Raya does is tries to stop it, but then it goes off. You know, she was already gonna fucking pull the trigger, so how's that her fault? She saw her pull the trigger, and she just failed to deflect it. She sucks at sword combat, I guess. I mean, that's what happens when you have a whip sword. So she fucking lies to her and gaslights her right in front of the audience. They're supposed to be sympathetic towards her, I guess. Because Raya didn't trust her, Sisu. Fuck you, movie. This movie basically tells you, don't trust anybody. You know what, I'm fine with that. Disney already taught me earlier in other films that you're not supposed to trust shady people, so why would I? And that's it for Raya and the Last Dragon. It's okay as filler movie, but it's nothing special to watch. Maybe if you want filler for your kids, there you go. But other than that, there's way better films. Even like adventure-style films. Like Avatar does this whole story way better. And so does other Disney films like Atlantis or Treasure Planet if you want to watch something like that. And this movie just does not a whole lot of nothing. Unless you want a South Asian movie, then this is your only option for Disney. Sorry for people out there. Also, everybody comes back at the end for the power of love and trusting. Yeah, that totally felt logical. Whatever. Due to its meddling performance at the box office, mostly due to COVID, and also because the film really isn't that good, the film has no extended media outside of just the movie itself, and most likely won't, unless this film gets a random cult fan base after years go by. I can see someone liking this film, but it's not going to get like a big following. That's all I can say. So we'll go into the rankings. Raya, whatever, who cares? The Last Dragon goes into the D tier, near the top. It's not awful, it's just kind of bland, and its morals and characters aren't very good. And that sucks, because the animation's top-notch for CGI, as well as there is some interesting elements of world building in there. Just little nuggets of it, which is a shame, because I can see a version of this film working pretty well. It just, they try to do too much at once, and it just didn't end up working that well. It's a shame. Haven't done a princess ranking in a while, so here's Raya. She's there, in D tier. For a character that's she's the main character, gets the most screen time, she is a very bland character. As a kid, she had some personality, even though her personality was being dumb. Like, I get kids are not that smart, but the fact that first thing we see of her is actually her training to protect a gemstone, and then her immediately just failing at doing that. The very next scene is hilarious. Yeah, that doesn't work for me, for obvious reasons. And when she's an adult, she's bland. Her design gives me nothing to look at. She's got a hat and a sword that's not even really hers. It's her dad's, and her personality is of cardboard. Pretty bland character, and we've seen way better, obviously, based off this tier list. Sorry, Raya fans, whoever you are. I put 2 villains on here. The one woman, I don't even remember her name, who shot Sisu, and then claimed that she wasn't to blame, even though she had her hand on the trigger, even though she had no reason to be doing that in the first place. Pretty much neglecting the entire film's moral lesson, but whatever. Yeah, she's an E tier. Like I said, they couldn't really commit to her being a villainous character, and not even having an interesting fight with Raya, even like they were going to, but they didn't. So yeah, all those reasons combined makes her an E tier villain. And there's this fog thing that kills people. That's a D tier. It's kind of intimidating, but it's vague, and who cares? Raya, and I don't know how to say it. I watched this movie more than once, and I don't know how to say her name still. Whatever. The Last Dragon has 2 songs in it, 2 credit songs. They are Trust Again and Lead the Way. Both of them are awful, and that's why they're in F tier. I do not like pop music, I don't like fake instruments, I don't like autotune and all those songs and trap beats. Hate them, and they're in there. It's one of those things that it triggers my autism, so that's why I don't like those songs. They just really irritate me. That's all I can say about those. Let's just get on to the next film, which, holy crap, is a really good one. Yay! Next time we'll be heading into Colombia with Encanto, which is actually a really good movie, so I can't wait to see it. And I'll see you then.